Dreaming of owning a property in a prime location with great proximity and fantastic neighborhood? EJ Investments Sanyang Seaview Estate is the best choice you have been waiting for. Our Sanyang Seaview Estate is approximately 15 minutes drive away from the busy hub of Brusubi roundabout and into the heart of nature, where you can have a peaceful and relaxed lifestyle with your family. You can buy a finished 4-bedroom story with 5-year flexible payment plan or a service plot with 2-year payment plan option. With over 300 homes, you will enjoy big tar roads with covered drainage, modern electrification with solar street lights, gated entrance with security post, and a breath-catching experience of our beautiful sea view and lake view. You can own a home today at our Sanyang Seaview Estate. Call us today on 446-4838 or 325-9220. Visit our website on ejinvestments.net. EJ Investments, first in property.
All right.
Honey, did you remind him that the last time he sent the money, it was not enough to buy all the provisions?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell him.
Are you guys talking about money transfer to buy provisions?
Yes.
But don't you know about Baluwo?
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 What is Baluwo?
Baluwo is a service that your son can use to send provisions directly to you guys from the shop. And you don't have to worry about the exchange rate.
Tell me how Baluwo works.
It's very simple.
Just log on to baluwo.com and shop, or download the app on your phone. You can shop on the website or using the app to buy online basic products for your family and friends. With Baluwo, you decide what your money is spent on. Your money, your choice. Buy online products for your family and friends in the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria or Mali. Baluwo, better than sending money.
We are here gathered today to launch the inaugural mobile legal aid clinic here in the Youth Monument, Westfield. A very, very symbolic place in Gambia's history. The mobile legal aid clinic is supported and funded by the UNDP as part of their rule of law project engagement with the bar and other players, including NALA, National Legal Aid Agency. This is one of the components. The other components are setting up of a prison legal desk, which has already happened. Both the bar and NALA now have desk or offices inside the prisons to give legal advice. The mobile legal aid desk is another step towards bringing legal services to Gambians who can afford it. So rather than having people coming to our offices, we now come out to communities and here give them pro bono legal services. So this is the first of 4 mobile legal clinics. The other 3 will be in Brusubi, Lamin and Banjul are dates to be announced. We are calling on everybody to support this initiative. As we have now moved to democracy, it is important that citizens, particularly the youth and the women, understand what their rights are. Their rights across the board, ranging from issues of gender-based violence, constitutional rights and obligations as well, private law matters. We believe that citizens should, to be an engaged citizen, you need to know your rights and know what are your rights and obligations under the law. So this project is towards reinforcing a very important pillar in our democracy, which is the rule of law, which is one of the pillars of our NDP. We take this opportunity to thank the UNDP for supporting this project. We also thank our partners for coming on board. We also thank the media for covering this event. On that note, I thank you all and I invite my friend from UNDP to say a few words.
One point I just want to make a little bit clear is we are supporting the mobile legal aid clinic in 8 areas. You have 4 that will be coordinated by the Gambian Bar Association within the greater Banjul, and 4 outside the greater Banjul that will be coordinated by NALA. So it is an initiative that comes under the project of the rule of law, and we hope these services bring the citizens closer to justice, because our aim is to ensure that citizens have access to justice and to be able to know their rights and to be able to report cases without fear. So we try to bring the services so that we can have a session on awareness and sensitization, so the citizens are aware of their fundamental rights. Also, we are having the legal aid desk at the prisons, which we want to encourage other private practitioners to join this initiative and give support to especially the remands, those on remands, because we realize that we have too many remands on prisons who have not been able to access justice. So we want to bring justice closer to them and to see how they will be able to get the services through pro bono.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Thank you, the press. Thank you, ADR. I almost forgot about ADR. Yeah, ADR will be there. They are more about mediation. They are a very strong part of this initiative, and they'll be working both with NALA and the Gambia Bar Association. I would also like to emphasize that we'll be working with the caddies too, because we know we have regional borders, like where they have their own way of managing situations. So the caddies too will be present. So if you have any marital issues that you think you need to be resolved, and the Department of Social Welfare too, they will be there to ensure that they are able to mediate certain issues. Thank you very much. We hope the people turn out for this activity.
I represent the Inspector General of Police, and his message is a short one, and a message to all police officers across the country is that it is our duty and responsibility as police officers under the Police Act to support this initiative, because mobile legal aid clinic is about access to justice and of course the rights of citizens, mainly suspects or accused persons in police custody or undergoing trial. And that is fundamental. It is in the Constitution, right to legal representation. We believe as police officers it starts from the point of arrest. And whatever they are doing here, it is proper, and it is within our core mandate to support the initiative. And the message is across to all police officers to support the process wherever you see the mobile legal aid clinic. Give them all the opportunities, give them access to talk to detainees, suspects, persons under interrogation, and of course even at courts, and of course those at remand. Remand is another purview, but we also have a role to play in sending people to remand, that is escorting them. The police, as established institution under the Constitution, is subject to the laws of the Gambia, and who knows, the police officers sometimes they also charge with crimes they commit in the course of the execution of their duties. Who knows, they may also need legal aid or access to justice. So the message is we encourage all police officers to give this initiative all the support that is required to make it a success. Once again, on behalf of the Inspector General of Police, we encourage the team to work with the police, and of course a message will be sent across to all police stations and regional police commissioners to give it their best. Thank you so much.
My name is Bakari Kamara, and I represent the Alternative Dispute Resolution Secretariat. It is also part of this Rule of Law project, and it is an agency under the Ministry of Justice. Our mandate in this project is to resolve a dispute in our own way. That is the alternative means of resolving our dispute. because we realize that the provisions of court alone is not the only way by which justice can be accessible. Alternative dispute resolution is also another way whereby, as citizens, we have the right to resolve our dispute in our own way. So we are, as an institution under the Ministry of Justice, we provide alternative means of resolving disputes through arbitration, mediation, and conciliation. Though negotiation is not specifically mentioned in our act, but it's also part of the means through which we resolve our disputes, because we realize that courts are being congested. So in order to help the court to decongest the cases before them, an alternative means has been created. And for people to know that this is an institution that is in existence, such an establishment is very important. So this is why we feel happy that we are part of this rule of law project, to make sure that people access our services, because not all cases are meant for litigation. There are cases which are so contentious that if they go through litigation, they cause more harm than good, because the issues in hand are so contentious that it concerns family matters. And once families goes to court, looking at our Gambian context, they will feel that, well, he has taken me to court, so I will not take it easy with him. But like, as an alternative to court, people have the avenue to access justice, to resolve their disputes. And then we will give it a support in this project to make sure that people know what we do and access the means that we do we resolve our civil dispute. On that note, I will thank all our colleagues, and then hope that people will be willing to resolve their disputes in their own way, in our African way. We call it alternative dispute resolution, but it is African dispute resolution. They came here, they took it from us. When they came back, they say alternative. But this thing has been in existence in Africa here long before our forefathers. So it is not something new. It is just to revive it, for people to know that this is something that is in existence, and for them to know that it is still around. There's an institution that is being established by an act of parliament, and whoever has a problem of that nature, this project will create you an access to be able to resolve your dispute in your own way. On that note, thank you very much.
We now also invite the media. If you have any question, please feel free to ask anyone on this table.
How can you convince us that this initiative will answer to all calls if people need your assistance?
I cannot convince you that it can answer to all calls. I don't think that is feasible. I think this is just it's a step towards, towards ensuring that we help, make our citizens more aware, or others more aware in the country. We cannot solve all the problems, but this is just one little step out of a marathon. So the idea is to now start to build consciousness that as citizens, you need to know your rights. If your rights are infringed, you can go to a lawyer. This is one of those steps. So we cannot answer all calls, but we'll try and answer some of the calls within the scope of our resources.
Why do you guys feel is the need to come up with such an initiative at this point in time? Why not before, like I was saying now?
Well, we cannot change the past. The past is already gone. We can look at today and tomorrow. Surely we are now in a democracy, and we have, a lot of citizens don't understand what it means to live in a democracy. We have this frequent contestation of, let's say, the police and the young people. Look at this now, we have the police sitting here. So, I think it is important for all of us to know our rights, responsibilities, and obligations within the democratic space. That can only make this country more peaceful. The more disputes we have resolved amicably or resolved within the context of the court, the better for all of us. So I think it is very timely, as we are now building our governance architecture, that you have a new, you're talking about a new Gambia, you must have a new citizen that is well equipped and knowledgeable and able to seek redress in the proper forum when they are, rather than taking the law into their hands. That is the rule of law. So I think it is very, very critical. It's a fundamental pillar of our democracy. Without the rule of law, you cannot have a democracy. So this is one little step towards the process. I hope that answers the question.
You are ready to take up cases involving the community that are confronted with environmental,
We are ready to take, well, I cannot, at this stage, what we can do is we...
Let me land.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Manjai is a real environmental threat that's posing health hazard in the area. And the community have been lamenting about it. So will you be ready to take up their cases?
I mean, I think there are many challenges and many worthy cases from Gunjur, Sanyang, Bakote, particularly environmental justice. I mean, it is not within our specific mandate. I mean, right now we're just trying to that, but we can always talk to us. We can refer you to our colleagues who may be able to assist you. We can also look at giving you preliminary advice in terms of what steps to take. But I cannot sit here and tell you, yes, right here we can take up cases. There's no doubt that there are worthy cases that need to be taken in the area of environmental justice, for sure. But I don't think today I can sit here and speak on behalf of the entire bar. But as bar president, I can surely point you to the right direction and encourage my colleagues to look at those very worthy cases to see how best they can do to help the aggrieved parties.
So which means this is open to everyone that have case, and it depends to you guys to select which one you think is worthy for you.
It's more like a preliminary discussion. So we'll look at the issue and then we will direct you to where you should go. I mean, if it's something that we can deal with on the ground, we'll deal with it. If it's something that requires further consultation, we'll have further consultation.
But it's open for everyone.
Open for everyone, particularly those who are needy, those who don't have resources, like, let's say, young people who don't have the financial means. The emphasis is on those who cannot afford lawyers. That's the primary target. But we are also open to anybody.
Hello, my name is Victor. What I want to know is what are some of the
the mechanisms put in place is first of all we access, but by being available here means that we are now accessible. We will also share our contact details, and we also will after this we'll create a space where we can have privacy, because sometimes when you're discussing people's issues you have to have a private space. And we also have follow-up mechanisms, like we have our UNVs. Anyone we would talk to will take your information, like document it, leave you. You take your number. You also have our numbers, so you can have a follow-up process. Because we like to document everything we do to ensure it's just not a talk shop. So we do have mechanisms in place to ensure that we follow up. The cases that we are in a position to resolve, we resolve. Those we can resolve, we'll point you to where it can be resolved, for sure. But everything will be documented, and we have a system in place to ensure that we'll be very clear with you, to tell you what we can or cannot do, for sure.
So is this going to be applicable to entire
country? I think Sheila can answer that question better.
Yeah, obviously. I think the rural area is one of our main targets. We have been in the rural area. We're in Jataba village on the 18th. Yeah, Jataba village on the 18th. And we intend to move to Janjambure and Basse this month and next month. So we'll be going to Pakao village this month, right? So we are not limited, I stated it, that we are doing a pilot phase. Gambian Bar Association is working within Greater Banjul area, while NALA will be coordinating the activity outside the Greater Banjul area, that we are going to the rural areas. And what we are trying to target is mostly those villages which don't even have access, who don't even have the knowledge. So we look at certain criteria before we select them. But now we are at the pilot phase. We want to see how those turn out, how the turnout is, how it works up. So, but from when we went to Jataba, there was a huge turnout. And we recorded some cases. And we encourage people within the Greater Banjul to do the same. Yeah.
Sophia,
yes.
Talking of the human rights, how can you educate people through this program?
I think we have a radio show too.
Oh. Yes. Sorry, it's kind of a... I think in terms of human rights, this probably is not the best platform to do widespread education on human rights. We actually have radio programs as part of this project, and we talk about a host of topics on human rights and fundamental laws. Like yesterday, we were on the radio talking about the right to protest and its limits on the Constitution, where it was the bar and the police were invited, and civil society. So, and we have different topics talking about detention, arrest, and rights that go with it. So, within the context of the mobile law clinic, of course, people who have questions about the Constitution can ask us, and we can do our utmost to educate or help sense them of what their rights and obligations are within the Constitution. So, But if you look at it as a whole, holistically, this project would actually contribute to the process of informing people of their fundamental rights and their human rights under the Constitution and international conventions. So it's an ongoing process. I mean, it takes a lot of steps, and it will take time. This is one of the steps we'll take towards raising level of awareness. But it's a marathon. It will take a little while, but one step at a time, and I think we'll get there. Yes.
You mentioned that you are having a radio program in some
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
As you can see, come on.
Yes.
Don't you think that you have planned to change your communication outreach to access the and don't stop
I mean, absolutely. I think in terms of sensitizing the public, I think this was all said on the radio. But I think today what's happening. I mean, everybody is at the TRRC, so that hasn't really helped. But this was well publicized in many radio stations and so on and so forth. But we'll learn from this and find better ways of perhaps making sure people know about this, so that it can be you can have better participation. Yes, it is true. I think we can.
What do you respond to people who are saying, critics who are saying that the bar station is too against?
Well, I mean. Well, I mean, I think it is true that the bar is very detached from the reality of the people, but we're trying to change that. I'm not going to defend that. The reason I'm here is I could have been somewhere else, and I'm here because we genuinely believe that it's a time to change the outlook of the bar, and it's never late. In the past, we could have done a lot more, but now we learn to be better, like all Gambians, not only the bar. So we accept that we can do better, and we'll do better, and we ask you to criticize us if we don't do better. Hold us responsible. That's the only way we can improve ourselves. The primary objective of this program, as highlighted by Sheila, is to basically bring access to justice to the doorstep of the community. So, for example, if you have lawyers who come here to give pro bono, meaning free legal advice, so people who have issues who may sometimes have a phobia or fear of even going to a lawyer to take advice, can have a preliminary discussion with a lawyer who can guide and advise them as to what rights they have and what steps they can take to get to resolve the issues. I think the idea is really access to justice, to help sensitize citizens and others in the country that they have rights, and if their rights are infringed, there's a place you can go to get it resolved, to avoid conflict. I think that is the fundamental goal of this project, within the context of the rule of law. Thank you so much for taking time to cover this important event.
That the last time he sent the money, it was not enough to buy all the provisions.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell him.
Are you guys talking about money transfer to buy provisions?
Yes.
But don't you know about Baluwo?
Baluwo? What is Baluwo?
Baluwo is a service that your son can use to send provisions directly to you guys from the shop. And you don't have to worry about the exchange rate.
Tell me how Baluwo works.
It's very simple.
Just log on to baluwo.com and shop, or download the app on your phone. You can shop on the website or using the app to buy online basic products for your family and friends. With Baluwo, you decide what your money is spent on. Your money, your choice. Buy online products for your family and friends in the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria or Mali. Baluwo, better than sending money.
Dreaming of owning a property in a prime location with great proximity and fantastic neighborhood? EJ Investments Sanyang Seaview Estate is the best choice you have been waiting for. Our Sanyang Seaview Estate is approximately 15 minutes drive away from the busy hub of Brusubi roundabout and into the heart of nature, where you can have a peaceful and relaxed lifestyle with your family. You can buy a finished 4-bedroom story with 5-year flexible payment plan or a service plot with 2-year payment plan option. With over 300 homes, you will enjoy big tar roads with covered drainage, modern electrification with solar street lights, gated entrance with security post, and a breath-catching experience of our beautiful sea view and lake view. You can own a home today at our Sanyang Seaview Estate. Call us today on 446-4838 or 325-9220. Visit our website on ejinvestments.net. EJ Investments, first in property.